Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cancer YouTubers Updates. We have a lot of people to cover today. They're not long updates, but we have Melanie, Caitlin, Tiffany, Kevin, Nancy and Steve, Noah, and John. Okay. Now, if there's anybody you don't follow or don't want to follow, I do have chapters below in the description so that you can go right to the link and connect with the ones that you want to listen to. But I think you should stick around and listen to all of them. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? Hi again. Let's talk about Melanie Foster Snavely first. And by the way, got my computer back, so I can do the fancy edits now. Very happy about that. Anyway, let's look at my notes here. I feel like I can't keep up with this young lady. I'll tell you what, she has the energy of a teenager. And I don't know how she does it between the cancer and the treatments and the baby and I know she's like half my age, but still. I mean, all of her updates are kind of beefy. I mean, there's always something going on. So this week, she goes into the story that she had gone in before, but with quite a bit more detail. She got great news on her scans, and that was that the cancer hadn't grown the way one radiologist interpreted it. And that can happen. I mean, you can actually have two differing opinions. And she's going with her oncologist that there wasn't actually growth, which means she doesn't have to get chemo again, which is what she was really prepared to do. And yeah, that's kind of devastating news, but this is great news. This means that she can continue on her trial that she's been doing, and she'll still do her Ivor and Fen. But yeah, it looks really good. So I'm really happy for her. She also got some other test results, but I'll let you go to her page and actually let her tell you about that. She got some of the tests that I got, and it wasn't bad news at all. But you know, she's very detail oriented. She's a good storyteller. She presents information really well, and in some ways reminds me of Noah Thomas in the fact that, you know, like I leave everything out. You know, she leaves nothing to chance there. So very good news for her, and I'm really happy to hear it. Okay, on to Caitlin's Cancer Chronicles. Caitlin brought some good news of her own. She too had some really good scan results. She and her son went back to Brisbane to see her doctor, and of course she documents. She has good videos. I really enjoy them, and so this means she too can continue on her clinical trial. But she does have to get a handle on that arthritis. It's really a shame because I think, you know, we all deal with some kind of side effects when we're in treatment. I have arthritis and it sucks, but hers is a little bit more debilitating, it seems at times. So I'm hoping that she can get a handle on that and go through these treatments like a champ. So go see her video, let her explain it to you. I will tell you what, she's the sweetest. I mean, just the sweetest Australian woman. She seems like she's always cheery. And even if the news isn't great or she's in pain, she's a real trooper. And, you know, I really admire that. So, Caitlin, you just keep going, girl. You got this. Speaking of you've got this or we got this, Tiffany is up next. I want to talk about Tiffany Thinks. Let's see. Tiffany's sister went with her to London to get her results from another scan. And again, 3 in a row. She got good results, that things were stable. And the next video that she did, she went and got treatments. She got another treatment. So she's also on a clinical trial, I believe. And if I'm wrong, just correct me. The research is kind of daunting, but I try to keep notes on everybody. So she's doing pretty well. She takes us along on her treatment, which she falls asleep to, and her mother's with her, and her boyfriend, and she's very blessed to have this kind of family around her. I mean, even after the test results, there's always something to celebrate. When she got the scan results with her sister, they went out and celebrated with lunch at an Indian restaurant. I love Indian food. And then her mother was with her. I don't know if her sister went to the treatment with her, but her mother did. And her boyfriend was there, and he's going to take some time off. So they will enjoy at least next week together, I think. This is a good time to spend together, making every day count, which, will be my t-shirt at some point. Anyway, yeah, go visit Tiffany Thinks and show your support. I mean, treatments are hard, and I'm really glad that she, has people around her. We all need support and love. Okay, next up, Eke Acres. So Kevin and Bridget are resettling in to their house. I don't know if they're fully unpacked, but Kevin's been painting and doing chores around the house, and also getting the basement, especially the way he wants it, with his tools and everything else. And sure, why not? Do some different things while you have the opportunity, and everything was in boxes. He seems happier. He's in his element, which I'm really happy for, because the stress of that, when you have cancer, he's been through a lot. There's no doubt about it. It just seems like he's in his element again. Now, he did offer a health update. He did say that he was feeling great. I know he's still doing his Ivor and Fen. But he makes no mention about blood in his urine or the incontinence he was just complaining about a couple of weeks ago. And I guess we'll see. He does plan, once Big Daddy G pays out this month, to call his urologist, make an appointment in hopes to get scans and or a scope to see what's actually going on. So I'm looking forward to that. And then he'll decide where he goes from there. Being underinsured in the United States, it's awful. It is bad. It is really bad. That is not something that people with cancer should ever have to worry about, that or the bills. So wishing you the best, Kevin. Up next, Can Ramblers. No actual health updates for Nancy, but they did put a video out that was very gracious toward the outpouring of love that they have gotten since they started their channel. Their channel is relatively new, and it is growing by leaps and bounds. I'm really happy for them. A little jelly too, but I'm very happy for them. And I think we should also thank them, because sharing a journey like this requires the willingness to be vulnerable, a minimal ego, and courage and faith. I do find a lot of cancer YouTubers are either very spiritual or they're religious. And regardless of the practice, the specific practice of religion or spirituality, I do find it enormously comforting to know in your heart that you never walk a path alone. No path. And this is the time when you really need to feel that. So thank you, Steve and Nancy, for sharing this journey. Then Steve also made a video about caregiving and his perspective as a caregiver, which we don't always get to see. I mean, caregivers aren't necessarily taken for granted, but they're always sort of in the shadows when they should be heroes. They should be hailed as heroes because it is a struggle. And I really appreciated this video because it was a video that I was going to make, or I will at some point, but this comes from the perspective of the caregiver. And I'm not a caregiver. I know a lot about it, but he has a unique perspective that he shares. And again, you have to be vulnerable to do this. But he makes people realize they're not alone. And he gets very specific. And yeah, I really found that an interesting video. And I encourage anyone, whether you're a caregiver or not, to go see that video, but especially if you're a caregiver, because I think everything, the emotional roller coaster that he was on and still is in some ways, I believe that is something where you realize that, okay, it's not just me. I'm not just being impatient. I'm not just feeling like a failure. I highly recommend it. Let's just put it that way. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Okay, let's talk about big no-no, Noah Thomas. I told you we were talking about a lot of people today. So earlier this week, he put up a video that he got his second chemo treatment, which he shares with us with all the, medical details as only Noah can do. And he also talks about feelings, his emotions about the process of cancer and cancer treatments. And he's very vulnerable, very open. He seems like it comes genuinely. And that's another thing that's hard for some people to share their journey. I mean, it's not just documentation, but, it's an outpouring. Whoops. It's an outpouring of the heart. And he also talks about how he feels about the possibility of death. I know that I have OCD thinking, and I think that he has talked about that too. I mean, it's like a loop. It's just when other people are laying in bed staring at the ceiling about, what they've got going on tomorrow, what they're worried about, isn't the same thing I lay and worry about. I think about all kinds of scenarios in my head, how everything will play out, how it might play out, how I want it to play out. The what if game. If I don't wake up in the morning, so what happens with everything else? Did I get it all done? I'm going to make another video. I touched on that before, but I'm going to make a video on it, sort of updated. So yeah, I appreciate Noah's vulnerability. And he also talks about the chemo in terms of the things he is doing to stay as healthy as he can. He shows us his diet, his exercise regimen. And, that's really the best thing you can do for yourself. You know, I mean, that's not what I did when I was on chemo. In fact, yesterday I had an appointment with my bariatric doctor. And if you didn't know this, I had bariatric surgery 11 years ago. And we check in every 6 months. I see this doctor. I have been seeing him. I mean, like yesterday I said, happy anniversary. We're on our second decade together. And so he always asks, like, how's the diet? How are things going? And he says, how's the exercise? And we had a good laugh. Exercise. He knows what my answer is going to be. Okay, well, the best to you, Noah. Of course, we're always rooting for you. And just keep eating and exercising well and taking good care of yourself through this time. Because, you know, treatments are hard. Some treatments are a lot harder than other treatments. So he's doing the best he can. And last but not least, John McClean, Life with Cancer. Definitely not least, but I will tell you why he's last. Because literally about 25 minutes ago, I'm getting ready to film and I see John has uploaded. So it was kind of a good news, bad news situation. We talked about radionecrosis last time, that the growth of his cancer could be from the radiology treatments he had, and I'd never heard of that before. But he got a call from his oncologist, and a panel, I suppose, have determined that his cancer has grown and it's aggressive. So that's the bad news, and we're really sorry to hear that. The good news, such as it is that the affected area is accessible. That means John's most likely going to have surgery. So a couple of days later, he gets another call about a family tragedy. And I'm going to let him tell you that, because his video is worth watching. He's so inspirational. He's great. I really, really, really like following him, and I like his videos, and I don't mean to be clickbaity, but I think this is something he should share with you, and that's just the way it is. Okay, John, wishing you the best. Looking forward to hearing that your surgery went fabulous, and yeah, don't keep us waiting too long. Okay, you keep coming back after the fact. I want to know what's coming. Okay. So that is the end of our updates for this week. I guarantee you somebody has uploaded the last few minutes. So I will see you in the next video, most likely tomorrow. And if you don't follow my other videos, why not? I'll see you all soon. I'll have a video up tomorrow, and I want you to have a great day. Bye.